According to an investor deck seen by Ian Allison, Paradigm, which is helmed by Fred Ehrsam, Coinbase co-founder, is raising a $1.5 billion venture fund for both early and late stage crypto projects. This would put it right up there near the top of the list in terms of fund size, closely rivaling, maybe not quite rivaling, but almost there toward A16Z's $2.2 billion crypto fund that was announced earlier this year. So yeah, the state of VC in crypto is really accelerating at a crazy pace, and this represents further acceleration should this be closed come next month and announced at that time. So interesting to see this Paradigm really shaping up as one of the top 2, 3 crypto VCs in the space. And if they have this big, fresh war chest, it's going to be interesting to see where they spread their bets going forward. I'm going to toss this straight to David for a VC take. When you see Paradigm, when you see Fred Ehrsam raising big, what are your initial thoughts?
I have very complicated feelings about venture capital in general.
That's why I
And
threw it to you.
I mean, it's all about a boom bust cycle. It's all about like funding large amounts of failure so that you get a few successes. That is just how it works. And so these big VC funds have some inherent advantages. I mean, I do, I'm glad that there are alternatives out there. Obviously, A16Z has investments in Coinbase itself, but I wonder about the relationship between a fund this big and Coinbase as the largest trading platform, which has its own agenda. And, I don't know, obviously, what Ersham's motives are sort of materially relative to Coinbase, but it does, it could be used in certain ways to shape things to Coinbase's advantages. And so I wonder about that. But, in general, more broadly, the VC upswing that we continue to see, and Naomi, you probably have something to say about this, but it's so hard to separate from the macro situation because there is all this easy money. There are people who are looking for investments where they're, going to get some kind of gain versus, there's so few opportunities for that out there. So, I mean, you can look at this and see it as a positive trend line for crypto, obviously, but I do think it's important to keep in context of that larger context where, money is just easy, money is cheap. There's huge amounts of VC going around everywhere. So this is not, 100% just a W for crypto.
Yeah, and on that note, David, because I completely agree, the macro side of things plays a big role, not just in the side of people have a lot of money that they're throwing around, and they're also looking to kind of mitigate some of the losses of just having balances in cash. They're looking for things with gains. But I also think that because of the bad monetary policy of a lot of governments around the world, in particular the US government, I think that there's just increasing interest in this decentralized world of finance, in a world where you don't have monetary policy dictated by a certain few. You have it baked into a protocol. You have it written in code. You have it determined by mathematics. And I do think that that is definitely an interesting paradigm shift that more people are looking to, especially in the VC world, especially if they're looking for stability, which seems counter to everything we've seen in crypto history, where volatility in crypto is absolutely crazy. But we forget that fiat currencies around the world also have tremendous amounts of volatility as well. You see what's going on in Lebanon, you see what's going on in Argentina and Venezuela, even the ruble. Every now and again, you'll just get like a, several digit percentage fall in the value. And these currencies fluctuate a lot more than people like to realize. And especially as monetary policy becomes all the more unpredictable in the US, with the US government doing incredibly experimental monetary policy right now, printing unprecedented amounts of money, people are just not sure what comes next. And they're wondering whether it's a safer bet to be looking at things that are baked into code. So it's kind of a double-fold thing going on that you mentioned. It's very interesting. But Zach, I'll throw it back to you for your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, so it is really interesting. And I think you're right? These are limited partners. These are family offices, wealthy individuals who have money. They exist in a low interest world, and they're looking for a way to maximize those gains. And if, Paradigm invests in the next Coinbase and, you 100x that one investment, you strike out 3 out of 4 times outside of that, it's still a worthy upside for some of these investors who really do want to capture the next Coinbase. Now, it should be noted that Ehrsam, he's no longer active at Coinbase, but Paradigm, the fund itself, has been a key backer of decentralized finance players such as Uniswap and others who are kind of building this next crop, this next wave of decentralized exchanges and other decentralized technologies that, could be really transformative down the line. So the fact that they're raising this big fund in the relative wake of the A16Z also raising a really big fund suggests that the appetite is there among the family offices of the Bay Area and beyond. I'll toss this to you, Jen, for your last word, and then we're going to tease the break.
Yeah, just before the break, I wanted to say I really do think this is a big W for crypto. I don't think anyone was as enthusiastic as I wanted to be. So I wanted to take us into the break just saying that it's awesome that this money is going to go to crypto firms so that we can continue innovating in the space. And I think it's pretty obvious that VCs see the trend that is happening in crypto and they want to put their money there. So just a little optimistic take before we
and just to really quickly echo that, it's also great for people who have skills and talent and background. Go get that money.
Get that money. W's all around. West Side for life.